Hi guys, I wanted to do a autumn clothing special. It's a bit centered towards guys that like to do the outdoorsy stuff or just look like they do the outdoorsy stuff. I do a bit of both, you know. I like that sort of outdoorsman type look. I do a lot of shooting, a lot of it in fairly unpleasant weather, so it's always important for me to have some decent clothing that actually fits the bill, because if you're not comfortable, no matter what shooting you're doing or what sport or activity you're doing outdoors, if you're not comfortable, you're never going to achieve what you really want to achieve. You know, I can't shoot if I'm shivering, I can't shoot if I'm soaking wet, because I feel so uncomfortable it actually affects my performance. So I take my clothing pretty seriously. I bought a few items for this autumn just as things start to cool off a bit here, and I thought you guys might take a look. I know I've had quite a few comments about shirts and stuff that I wear on some of the videos. People have said they really like those, so I thought I'd go through it and just show you what I've bought. So we start off with the base layer. I've always worn base layers, but generally speaking just cotton stuff, you know, long sleeve t-shirts, things like that, and I've never really found them that effective. I'd heard a lot spoken about merino wool. I've never ever really bought into it because it's quite expensive. You know, it's considerably more expensive than a cotton garment. So I was thinking, you know, is that a marketing piece? It's wool, you know, how comfortable is that really going to be to wear? I didn't fully understand it, but this season I actually bought a couple of merino wool pieces to wear, so you can see it in probably some of the videos. What I've got on underneath my shirt here is a WeNorwegians base layer made of merino wool. You can see I've got a blue one as well, got the WeNorwegians branding on the arm there. Really nicely made, well put together, and you can see from the fabric it's not the kind of thing we think of as a woolly jumper. You know, it's a lot thinner, the knit on it is a lot denser. I got these from Alpine Trek. I'll put a link down below. They were actually on offer because originally these are like 150-60 quid. They were pretty much half price on there. I think I paid about 80 or 90 pounds, which seems like a lot of money, but bear with me. These are literally the most comfortable base layer I've ever worn for a start. I actually wear them just on their own because they are so warm. So on a hotter day like this, I've just sat around with one of these on. It surprised me that it regulated my temperature so well. You know, I've worn really hot items before that are great when it's like -2, but as soon as you come in a house or start moving about, you just start sweating buckets. They're really uncomfortable. This is like nothing I've ever felt before, because it seems to just regulate me to a nice stable temperature. I'm never getting too cold, but equally I'm never getting too hot. And apparently that's the properties of merino wool. You know, that the sheep this comes from, the merino sheep, they've developed over time this very fine wool that keeps their temperature right where it should be. Of course that's sustainable as well. You know, it's nice that it's not using a bunch of horrible materials. It's something that can be sustained and replicated, and it helps keep the animals alive and bred. It's relatively thin, you know, it's not a great big thick jumper, so you can either wear it like I have. You can see me running around with the dog in the field. I've just got that on. On that day it was like, I don't know, about 10 degrees, something like that, and it was very comfortable to wear. Plenty of movement in it. There's a lot of stretch. Again, it's not like your grandma's old jumper. You almost forget you've got it on. It becomes like a second skin. The interior of it, very soft fine wool, and it's just the most comfortable top I've ever worn. Frankly, now I'm so impressed with these things that even if I had to pay full price for one, I'd probably pay full price for one, because the quality of the machining on them is outstanding, and just the comfort level is so great. They're really nice fit as well. They hug quite close to the body, but there's plenty of stretch. So no matter if you've got bulgy bits into some sections or not bulgy bits, whatever the case may be, as long as you've got a size that's pretty near to what you need, then you're going to look pretty damn good. They've got a nice bulky zip on the neck, so you can, if you wish, do them right up like that. I look like a bit of a wally when I do tops up like that. I generally have them open or kind of half zipped, but I actually think it looks nice with that sort of collar up underneath a shirt or a jacket, and then just zip down there. Maybe I should get a medallion to wear as well. Then we move on to the shirt. This is a Fjallraven shirt, really thick. You can see the thickness and density of that. Love the colour scheme, but what I really like was these shoulder patches here. They're made out of Fjallraven's G1000 fabric, which is a water resistant fabric that they offer. I've reviewed a pair of trousers that were made of that as well. I really love those trousers. I wear them all the time. Reviewed them on the channel earlier, and I thought this would kind of go nice if I wore those as well. This was about £140 again from the guys at Alpine Trek. I haven't got any specific affiliation to them. I just think they have some good prices. They have a really good range of clothes, so I tend to use them for my outdoorsy stuff if I'm not going military style. The pockets on this are super deep, so there's plenty of room there. They're not just aesthetic pockets at all. And then you've also got that G1000 material lining of the cuff, and you've got G1000 material on the neck as well. So if you were to do that up tight and do your cuffs up tight, that would give you some sort of level of preventing water ingress. It's not going to keep you 100% dry if you're out in rain all day, but certainly for most of us it's going to keep us dry. You know, if we're running from the car into the shops, or you're walking to work from the station or something like that, this is something you could put on and it would keep the stuff underneath fairly dry, and then you just hang it up when you get to work and wear it on the way back as well. Love the style, like the pattern. You'll know, if you're anyone who likes flannel shirts, that if you want to buy a thick quality flannel shirt, then they're always going to cost you a lot of money. I think the price on this is actually pretty decent, considering that you can easily pay £400–500. If you want to buy a Filson thick flannel shirt on there, you're probably paying £250 for one of those. So this represents a considerable saving over that, and I would say the style is in line, if not better, than some of those Filson garments. So check it out, Fjallraven shirt. I'll put a link up to this as well, probably through the Alpine Trek website, but really like that shoulder detail. It also gives you a little extra layer of protection if you are shooting in this. It's obviously going to stop the butt rubbing a great big hole through the material down here. I don't personally like shooting in shirts, just because shirts with buttons on and stuff, anything that's got stuff in the way on the shoulder there is going to get squished up against the butt, and I like to avoid it where possible. So I would probably do my shooting in one of these and then wear something else over the top. Guys, I hope you found that worthwhile. Check the links if you're interested in any of this stuff. I thoroughly recommend you try the merino wool, even if you go for another brand or whatever. Just check it out, make sure you get a quality one, and I promise you will not regret moving over to the merino wool underlayer. Thanks for watching, take care, I'll catch you next time.